The grand engagement party was supposed to be the happiest day of Sarah's life. The ballroom glittered with lights, adorned in luxury, and filled with the most elite guests in town. Dressed in an elegant gown, her heart raced with excitement. But everything changed in an instant. Just moments before she was to be introduced as the future wife of Daniel Carter, the wealthy heir to a business empire, she overheard a conversation that shattered her world. "She really thinks Daniel loves her?" A woman's voice laughed. "He's only marrying her because his father said so. He was with me last night." Sarah's hands went cold. She peeked through the doorway and saw Daniel, casually sipping his drink, smirking. "I know," he said, "but let her believe it. Once the deal with her father's company is locked in, I'll end it." Her vision blurred with tears. The man she loved never loved her back. She was just a pawn in a business deal. She couldn't stay. And she wouldn't humiliate herself by confronting him. Instead, she took a deep breath, walked back to her waiting car, and told the driver, "Just take me anywhere, far from here." The car drove for hours. The city lights slowly faded behind her. She finally stopped in a small town she didn't even know the name of. Still in her engagement dress, her makeup smudged from crying, she checked into a modest motel. That night she wandered into a tiny local cafe. Sitting alone in a corner, she felt empty. Betrayed. Lost. "Rough night?" a deep voice asked. She looked up and saw a man about her age. He wore worn-out jeans and a dark shirt. His hair was a bit messy, his beard light but unshaven. But his brown eyes held a kindness she hadn't seen in a long time. "You could say that," she muttered. He slid into the seat across from her, setting down 2 cups of coffee. "Looks like you could use one of these." For some reason, she didn't protest. She didn't even ask his name. They talked for hours. She told him everything, from the canceled engagement to how she'd left without a plan. He listened without judgment. "I know it's crazy," she sighed. "I ran away with no idea where I was going." "Sometimes," he said with a small smile, "the best things happen unexpectedly." The cafe was closing, and she realized she had nowhere to stay. "Come with me," he said. Any other day she would have refused, but something about him made her trust him. She followed him to a tiny but cozy house on the edge of town. "This is my place," he said, unlocking the door. "You can stay here until you figure things out." She hesitated. "Why are you helping me?" He shrugged. "Because I know what it's like to feel lost." She stayed. Days turned into weeks. They spent time together, cooking, laughing, sharing stories. His name was James. He worked as a mechanic in town. He was kind, hard-working, and full of simple joy. One evening, as they sat by the fire outside his little home, he suddenly said, "Marry me." She laughed. "What?" "Marry me," he repeated, more serious this time. "You have nowhere to go. I don't want you to leave, and I think we could be happy together." It was impulsive, insane, but something deep inside her told her to say yes. A few days later, they were married in a small-town ceremony. No grand wedding, no expensive gowns, just a simple vow between 2 souls who had found each other unexpectedly. Sarah had never been happier. But she didn't know. James had a secret. One night she woke up and found him missing. Curious, she followed a faint glow coming from the shed behind the house. She pushed open the door and froze. Inside was a row of high-tech computers, security monitors, and neatly stacked files. James turned, startled. "Sarah, what is this?" she asked, her voice shaking. He sighed, running a hand through his hair. "There's something I haven't told you." She stepped closer, scanning the screens. They displayed business reports, stock charts, and news articles. With his name. "James Lawson?" she gasped. James Lawson, the reclusive, mysterious millionaire investor, known for brilliant but secretive investments. "You're rich?" she whispered. "More than you can imagine," he admitted. "I came to this town to escape, to live a simple life, away from people who only saw my money." She stared at him, her mind racing. "Then why? Why live like this?" "Because wealth ruined everything for me," he said. "People only wanted me for my money. Until you. You had no idea who I was. You married me without expecting anything." Tears welled in her eyes. "So all this time, you knew?" He nodded. "I didn't want to lose you." Sarah's heart pounded. She had left behind a life of wealth and lies, only to unknowingly marry a man richer than her ex-fiancé. But James was different. He had given up his fortune to find true happiness. She took a deep breath, stepping closer. "I don't care about your money, James. I married you because of who you are." He pulled her into his arms, relief washing over his face. "And I married you because I finally found someone who loves me. For me." Their love story wasn't conventional, but it was real. And this time, it was built on trust, not wealth.